Let me show you guys how I make my mac and cheese for Thanksgiving. We're gonna start off with our spice blend, and for that, we're gonna start with plenty of garlic powder. Next, an equal amount of onion powder. I like to add just a little bit of cayenne, but you can add as much as you'd like for your spice preference. Next, a tablespoon or so of smoked paprika. I like to add just a tiny bit of ground ginger. And last but not least, a nice amount of some ground mustard as well. Now, the cheese is where you can really make this dish your own, but for my preferred blend, I like to go with the ratio of 1 part Gouda and Gruyere to 2 parts cheddar and mozzarella. And I really do think cavatappi is the best for mac and cheese, but really any short grain pasta is gonna work beautifully. And now while that boils away, we're gonna start our sauce with about 5.5 tablespoons of butter. Once that butter's bubbling away, we're gonna toast off about half of our seasoning blend. And after just a couple minutes, we're gonna add in that flour to start making our roux. I let this flour cook down for about 3 minutes, and now we're finally time to start slowly adding in our whole milk. It's gonna look pretty rough for a while, but I promise you, just keep adding milk and it's all gonna be okay. Now, once we have a beautiful bechamel, some heavy cream is gonna make this even more decadent. You wanna take this a good bit thinner than you might think, because trust me, all this cheese is gonna make our sauce thicker than even you. Now, before we start adding our cheese blend, we're gonna start by adding in 2 slices of yellow American. At this point, we're gonna turn off the heat completely, and if you've ever had a grainy mac and cheese, it's because the cheese was added when it was too hot and it split on you. And that carryover heat's gonna be enough to get that cheese nice and melty. And now this right here is exactly what we're looking for. Now it's finally time to season the taste with some salt and black pepper, or even a little bit more of that spice blend if you think it needs it. And now we're finally ready to drop in all of that pasta. Now we're ready to go ahead and load this up into an oven-safe dish. Now we're gonna top that off with a very light layer of our cheese, a good amount of freshly grated parm, and then a final touch of just a little bit more of our cheese blend. And after just a little bit of time under the broiler, we are left with this absolute beauty. Get that garnished up with plenty of chives, and now just like that, our mac and cheese is ready for the table. All right, cheers everybody.